Welcome to your ultimate pit stop, Piston Pundit, where we dive into the latest updates and insights about the automotive world. Today, we're exploring the unraveling of Europe's ambitious push to dominate the electric vehicle market. Once seen as the shining example of sustainable innovation, the continent's EV industry is now facing serious headwinds: rising energy costs, fierce global competition, and systemic challenges that threaten its future. From the shocking bankruptcy of Northvolt to issues with supply chains and diminishing consumer confidence, Europe's electric dreams are on shaky ground. So what went wrong? And can Europe get back on track? Let's break down the 8 critical reasons behind the struggles of Europe's EV industry and what they mean for the road ahead. Reason number 8. The impact of soaring energy costs. The electric vehicle revolution relies heavily on energy, especially for battery production. However, Europe's energy crisis is making it harder to meet the growing demand for EVs. Soaring energy prices and delays in solar and wind projects are stalling progress, while reliance on expensive natural gas leaves Europe vulnerable. For companies like Northvolt, which depend on low-cost energy for battery production, these rising costs are catastrophic. In contrast, countries like China and the US benefit from streamlined energy access, highlighting Europe's outdated infrastructure. To address this, Europe must fast-track renewable energy projects and implement energy storage solutions to stabilize the grid and support its EV ambitions. Reason number 7. Struggling to secure raw materials for batteries. At the heart of every electric vehicle is its battery, which requires critical minerals like lithium, cobalt, and nickel. Unfortunately, Europe's supply of these materials is dangerously insufficient. The EU's reliance on imports exposes it to geopolitical risks, price volatility, and supply chain disruptions, putting manufacturers at a major disadvantage. In contrast, countries like China and the US have secured long-term contracts and built resilient supply chains. For example, China's massive investments in Africa's mining sector have allowed it to dominate the global battery supply chain. Europe faces delays and environmental protests that complicate efforts to ramp up mining or boost recycling. The EU's Critical Raw Materials Act could help, but swift action is necessary to avoid falling further behind. Reason number 6. Falling behind in the global EV race. The EV competition is fierce, and Europe is struggling to keep up. China controls over 70% of global battery production, while the US is luring manufacturers with policies like the Inflation Reduction Act, offering tax breaks and grants. Europe's fragmented approach has left it behind. Within the EU, competing national interests have caused inefficiencies and missed opportunities. This disunity has hindered Europe's ability to scale production or secure significant investments. To reclaim its position as a leader in the EV industry, Europe needs a unified strategy that prioritizes innovation, efficiency, and global partnerships. Without modernizing its approach, Europe risks falling behind as the global EV revolution progresses. Before we delve deeper, do us a favor and smash that like and subscribe button. This helps us reach more auto enthusiasts just like you. Now let's shift gears and steer towards our next point. Reason number 5. Northvolt's collapse, a warning sign. Once seen as Europe's solution to the EV battery shortage, Northvolt was hailed as a symbol of European success, backed by Volkswagen and Goldman Sachs. However, its recent bankruptcy has shocked the industry, exposing serious flaws. Northvolt's collapse highlights a troubling trend: rising costs, production delays, and market oversaturation. Volkswagen has written off its stake, while Goldman Sachs is set to lose nearly $900 million. What was once a hopeful vision for Europe's EV future has become a cautionary tale of unchecked ambition and poor planning. Northvolt's failure underscores the need for better financial management, stronger policy support, and realistic timelines. If Europe doesn't learn from this, more Northvolts may follow. Reason number 4. Slow progress in infrastructure. Building electric vehicles is one thing, but ensuring they thrive requires a strong support system. Europe's charging infrastructure, grid capacity, and maintenance networks are struggling to keep up with the rapid pace of EV production, creating significant bottlenecks. In countries like Germany and France, the availability and efficiency of charging stations are major concerns. Aging power grids can't support the growing energy demand, leaving EV owners facing long wait times or unreliable access to charging stations. Meanwhile, the US has aggressively expanded its EV infrastructure, making Europe's efforts feel sluggish. To resolve this, the EU must prioritize grid upgrades, incentivize private investment, and improve EV maintenance services. Reason number 3: rising consumer concerns and high costs. Many European consumers are growing wary of EVs, despite their promise of affordable, eco-friendly alternatives. High prices, limited charging options, and concerns about battery longevity have created hesitation among potential buyers. Beyond the initial cost, there's also fear about long-term maintenance, particularly expensive battery replacements. These concerns are worsened by inconsistent government incentives across the EU, making it difficult for consumers to feel confident in their investment. To regain trust, automakers and policymakers must address these issues by offering more affordable models, improving warranty terms, and standardizing government incentives. These steps could significantly boost adoption rates and alleviate consumer concerns. Reason number 2: the environmental dilemma. While EVs are hailed as a green solution, the environmental impact of their production remains a significant concern. The extraction of critical materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel for EV batteries causes ecological damage, including deforestation, soil degradation, and water contamination. Many countries supplying these materials have lax environmental standards and questionable labor practices, such as child labor, raising ethical concerns. This challenges Europe's sustainability narrative. However, advancements are on the horizon. By 2025, breakthroughs like sodium-ion batteries could reduce reliance on rare earth metals. Europe's increased investment in battery recycling systems and green mining initiatives may address both environmental and ethical concerns, paving the way for a more sustainable EV industry. Reason number 1: lack of unified policy. Europe's ambitious EV plans are hindered by fragmented policies across member states. Countries like Germany and France each have their own strategies, but without a unified approach, Europe struggles to compete globally. For instance, Germany prioritizes scaling EV production, while France focuses on renewable energy integration. This lack of cohesion results in a patchwork of regulations and incentives, making it challenging for manufacturers to innovate and attract investment. The solution lies in a cohesive, EU-wide strategy. Proposals for 2025 to standardize incentives, infrastructure, and emissions regulations show promise. If Europe aligns its policies, it can become a competitive force in the global EV race, offering an alternative to China and the US. Verdict: can Europe revive its EV ambitions? Europe's EV sector is facing a tough road ahead, but it's not an impossible challenge. By addressing issues like rising energy costs, securing raw materials, and creating a cohesive strategy across the continent, Europe can rise to the occasion. However, this will require urgency, a unified approach, and the courage to tackle systemic issues head-on. The question is, can Europe meet these challenges, or is the window closing on its electric future? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Piston Pundit to get notified about future vehicle updates and our upcoming videos. See you next time.